Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another near native English lesson. My name's Johnny, and today we'll be taking a look at episode 3, Lord Snow, part 2. But before we begin, I want you to think about this question. What is something you've been slogging away at recently? Now, with that in mind, let's begin the lesson.
What did the Mad King say when you stabbed him in the back? I never asked. Did he call you a traitor? Did he plead for a reprieve?
He said the same thing he'd been saying for hours. Burn them all.
So in this scene, we're in the middle of a discussion about past battles, when King Robert all of a sudden asks Jaime, "What did the Mad King say when you stabbed him in the back?" I never asked. Did he call you a traitor? Did he plead for a reprieve? So let's take a look at the word reprieve. So a reprieve is to stop or take a break in a form of punishment, usually from execution or torture. However, it can also mean an escape from a bad situation or experience. It's similar to the words postpone, pardon, or cancel. And some examples are to have a short, brief, or temporary reprieve from something, or someone might have a reprieve from execution or torture, or maybe you need a reprieve from the punishment of a really long and boring work meeting that is already going into overtime.
My horse took an arrow, so I was on foot, slogging through the mud. He came running at me, this dumb, high-born lad, thinking he could end the rebellion with a single swing of his sword.
So next up, King Baratheon is describing a specific moment in battle before his first kill, and he says, "My horse took an arrow, so I was on foot, slogging through the mud." So let's check out the verb slog. So in this context, slog means to walk with difficulty through snow or mud or something like this. But it can also mean to work hard over a period of time to get something difficult done. Think of the words toil, labor, or grind. So just like in the king's example, you might have to slog through something such as really thick snow. Or you might have to continue to slog away at the huge amount of work that needs to get done, just like this poor lady here.
Lord Stark.
Lord Varys.
I was grievously sorry to hear of your troubles on the King's Road. We are all praying for Prince Joffrey's full recovery.
Shame you didn't say a prayer for the butcher's son.
So in this next scene, Ned and everyone finally arrived in King's Landing, and Varys greets him and says, "I was grievously sorry to hear of your troubles on the King's Road. We are all praying for Prince Joffrey's full recovery." Now, grievously is the adverb form of grievous. So the word grievous is used to describe horrible things like tragedies or crimes. Something so shocking that it causes grief or anguish. It's somewhat similar to the words painful, severe, or tragic. And some things we might talk about are a grievous wound, like this poor boy's arm. Or we may describe a grievous loss, like a mother who's lost their child. Or someone might make a grievous error, such as the doctor that somehow left their scissors in this patient's body.
80,000.
Are you telling me the Crown is 3 million in debt?
I'm telling you the Crown is 6 million in debt.
How could he let this happen?
The Master of Coin finds the money, the King and the Hand spend it.
I will not believe John Arryn allowed Robert to bankrupt the realm.
Lord Arryn gave wise and prudent advice, but I fear His Grace doesn't always listen.
Counting coppers, he calls it.
So in this scene, Ned and the King's advisors are discussing the current financial situation, when Grand Maester Pycelle says, "Lord Arryn gave wise and prudent advice, but I fear His Grace doesn't always listen." So let's talk about the adjective prudent. So prudent describes the wise things to do considering the circumstances, being careful and avoiding risks. It's very similar to the words wise, sensible, or careful. So when there's a choice to be made, it's best that we make a prudent decision based on the circumstances. Or in business, it's always best to develop prudent management to ensure success. And in regards to your money, you should always try to make prudent investments to maximize your returns and minimize losses. Anyways, that's gonna do it for today's lesson. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But as always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.